My name is Genevieve Dooling, and most of my friends would call me Gig Dooling, that's my nickname. And I'm here to talk about my sister Regina, or her nickname is Jeannie. While Regina was diagnosed at 49, it did take a number of years for us to get that diagnosis. Some of the symptoms that I noticed initially that something may have been off with Jeannie, she was having difficulty maintaining her household. I would go in and there would be baskets of laundry that had been in the washer and dryer, but nothing was ever put away. The same pattern was happening with the dishes. The dishes would be done, but they'd be laid on the counter. I also over time started to notice that there was an awful lot of post-it notes on the refrigerator. An awful lot. Little memories, little things to jog her memory on something she'd have to do. Now, initially as a family, we didn't think this was dementia or any form of Alzheimer's. Being at a young age, somebody in their mid to late 40s, we thought that she was probably experiencing stress, anxiety, or some other mental health issue. And my sister Rita really set out on a path with Regina to try to get a diagnosis to see what was actually happening.
Regina was my sister, a very well-educated woman, a mother of twin children. She worked for the provincial government, Newfoundland, Labrador, as an architectural engineering technologist. She was very proud of some of the work that she'd done. The day of the diagnosis, Jeannie was really focused on how she was going to tell Mom and Dad, because both our parents were fairly elderly at the time. And her children were young teenagers. How were they going to take this news that their mom was terminally ill? There was no coming back from it.
I was shocked. I didn't really know of anybody in my circle of friends or their parents who had dementia, and where there was no family history. It was so unbelievable to think that here was a sibling just 1 year older than me with young onset dementia. I really thought still it was anxiety or stress, even though we had a diagnosis of young onset dementia. We knew there was support there. Once I went and I met some of the folks there, some of the staff and some of the other family members, I knew there was other people traveling a similar journey to our family. So at that time, I took a leave of absence from my job with the provincial government to spend time and I guess to take the lead on sharing in Jeannie's care. And I figured if I was going to be the lead on caring for Jeannie, I needed to learn more about the disease. So I registered for the First Link program at the Alzheimer Society. The First Link program is a really informal education program to tell families and loved ones about the disease and things that might happen along the journey. So you had doctors there that would have experience with Alzheimer's and dementia patients. You would have a lawyer there and he'd talk about the necessary documents you should get in place for making decisions. But the person who stood out the most to me in those sessions was a lady named Roseanne Leonard. And Roseanne was a family caregiver. Her mom was traveling a journey of Alzheimer's disease, and Roseanne was sharing some of the stories about their journey. And the stories and the examples that Roseanne gave really resonated with me because it was what I was experiencing as a caregiver and as a sister to Regina.
Hi Gig, this is Denver calling from the Alzheimer Society. I was just calling to check in to see how everything is going with you and your family today.
The support in reaching out to make sure if we needed anything, if we were aware of certain community supports, I would be able to share that information with my siblings.
My name is Shirley Lucas, and I'm the CEO of the Alzheimer Society. Our organization offers support and education to families who are living with dementia. We have a number of programs, such as our First Link program, which is the first link to education and support in the community. We have a learning series, which is 15 weeks of education to help families understand the diagnosis, coping strategies, to look at the type of care in the community, how to access it at different junctions along the way.
How did you first meet Regina?
I actually first met her at one of our walks, and she came up and wanted to introduce herself and to share that she was on the dementia journey, and that she was there to raise awareness about the journey so others learn more about it and provided support in the community.
Jeannie was diagnosed in March. In May of that year, we attended our first walk at Pippi Park for the Alzheimer Society. There was only 4 of us, but Jeannie was captivated by supporting somebody. She wanted to do something to make a difference, to help others who had this awful disease. So the next year, my daughter formed a team, Regina's Roses.
We said that Jeannie started a journey of trying to raise awareness for other families, and we were going to continue on with her journey. So Regina established her team in 2017, Regina's Roses, and we participated in the walk in 2017 as a big team. That wasn't the first year we participated, but it was the first year that Regina had her own team. And I can remember when she talked about the team and raising awareness, she said, I want my team to be big, and I want us all to have the same color t-shirt. And she said, you know, I really want this to be so big that people see that there's young people. We've continued on to walk as a family and under her banner, Regina's Roses, every year since. And I think Jeannie'd be proud of that. I think she'd be proud that we didn't give in and become angry, that we turned something bad into something good.
I would like her legacy to be that of, she wanted to help somebody. She wanted to be part of the help, not part of falling into a rut. She moved forward. She wanted people to know who she was and who her team was.
I think the legacy should be encouraging people to come forward. There's a lot of stigma associated with a dementia diagnosis, and we need to change that. We need to be more dementia friendly in the workplace. We need to be more dementia friendly in retail, in businesses, healthcare facilities, and I think that Regina's legacy would be the turning point of becoming more dementia friendly in our province.